broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everybody. You are watching and listening to AfterBuzz TV's Awkward Show. It's Awkward After Show. It's Season 5, Episodes 7 and 8, The Big Reveal and Promposal. I'm Jason Eichler, and these lovely ladies to my left.
Hi, I'm Christina Zias.
And I'm Tiana Hobson.
Tiana Hobson cannot lead host tonight because she has chlamydia in her throat, so she can't talk very well. So we'll just talk
It's true. It's true.
But we also have a very special guest here tonight. You might know him as Cole. Please welcome back Monty, Geer.
Hey guys.
Woo! We'll give you the round of applause.
We got a big kiss this week too.
I know, yeah.
We'll talk all about that. But first, let's talk about the gender reveal party. So Jenna throws Lacey a gender reveal party. Don't look at me like that, Tiana. I know your throat's hurting. It's okay.
It hurts so bad, guys. It hurts so bad.
We're going to talk about how you got that later on, too. So nobody's there to throw Lacey a party, so Jenna does that. I guess that's a thing people do now.
Yeah, I actually feel like it's like my Facebook feed is like of babies and then cakes that are either pink or blue. You do?
I just never understood how the baker knew, and now I found out how.
Me too.
Because I was like, well, how does
Totally tell him.
But I was thinking, if no one's supposed to know, who knows to tell the baker which color?
He's always the first one to know.
Yeah. You know,
got the
it's probably his
inside
kid
scoop.
too.
So during the party, we're just going to talk about the party and not what actually happens. But Val comes back.
Yay!
And we find out that she was on an Eat, Pray, Love trip at Epcot.
That was my favorite part of the episode. First of all, it bothered me. I felt bad for Lacey because obviously Val stole her thunder. But then when we found out that she was at Epcot, like I died.
I know.
I died. Have you guys ever gone to the Around the World thing at Epcot? Because you can drink there.
Oh, really?
So you can actually drink your way around the world.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And if you just get one drink at every stop, there's like 20 stops. So trust me, you were feeling it by the end of the day.
Just with a bunch of kids just hammered.
Yeah, but you know, it's fun for the adults too.
I need to go to Epcot.
Yeah.
I know.
We
Do you
should
guys
do a
feel
family
bad
trip
for
there.
Lacey because nobody cares about the gender of her baby? Because I feel like the second baby nobody does care about. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
That's screwed up. I feel like Lacey is just, I don't know, just attention hungry a little bit.
I don't know. I kind of feel bad for her because like what she said was she was a teenager when she got pregnant with Jenna, so it wasn't a celebration as much as it was like, oh God, girl, your life is over.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, so
True.
this time she wants to be excited about it and make it like a joyous occasion, and I think everyone else is just so into their own stuff that's going on that they forgot about that.
Somebody drop something.
Some chair is breaking.
I'm sorry, I dropped that dun-dun-dun.
Oh.
You guys don't know that song?
No.
I know it, yeah.
All right, Monty and I are there.
I say no LOL right there.
So Lacey ends up finding out that she is having a girl, and Val is excited. So it's a moment.
For sure, super cute.
And I'm glad that we have Val back. I missed her.
I know. I want to go on a Eat, Pray, Love trip, though. So we got to talk about Jenna and Maddie. So Jenna finds out that Lacey told Maddie that he should move on when they were on spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's this big back and forth between Lacey and Jenna. Do you guys feel like Lacey had the right to tell Maddie to back off?
I feel like if you're her daughter, you would say, like, she didn't really have the right to do that. She was only looking out for Jenna's best interest.
For Maddie too. I feel like Jenna hurts Maddie a lot too.
Yeah, you're
They're
right.
kind of toxic couple. Like, you know,
They are.
like they go together great, but like they hurt each other.
Yeah. I think at spring break, I agreed with what Lacey did. But, you know, I thought that her actions were right. But now it's like, oh, well, now he does love her and she loves him and they could be together if their friends weren't being dumb. But
Well, and at the time she had a boyfriend. Which I guess that's never stopped her before.
But was that really a boyfriend? It was like a guy she met the night before on spring break. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she was
yeah, it was
really
that.
upset because she
But then
wanted
they
to
end
be
up
with
dating?
Maddie.
Did they end up
They ended
For
up
like
dating for a second.
2 seconds, yeah.
I don't know.
It was just a hot fling.
Yeah.
So it was.
But I think Lacey was right to tell Maddie to back off of Jenna, just because, like Monty said, they're kind of
bad
for each other, and
like,
I think
they could be good for each other.
Yeah.
But it's like what you were saying. Both of their friends don't want them to get together.
Yeah.
Because Tamara's telling Jenna back off, and Jake's telling Maddie to back off.
Which I kind of felt bad in that moment that their friends were both discouraging them from just coming out and saying it. Because I'm like, you know what? At this point, who cares that you're about to graduate? At least if you're in love with each other, at least enjoy it for as long as you can ride that wave.
2 weeks before college.
Yeah, you know, be in love hard for those 2 weeks and then break up at the end of it.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like if they've already broken up that many times, it's like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, you guys have tried this 11 times.
Move on.
Long distance is not for you.
I kind of feel like their biggest issue with their relationship has been communication always. And, like, this is a clear example of it. That, like, maybe this would be, like, the perfect time to, like, restart and realize they're both on the same page. And now that they're a little bit more mature, see where it takes them. I don't know.
That was a good answer.
That was
Thank you.
That's your answer.
I know, this is like Love Talk with Christina.
That's right.
She's our relationship expert over here.
So Maddie gets into Berkeley, which is away from...
Huge, though.
Which is a
Great
big deal.
school.
Yeah.
So exciting.
But far away. Where's Jenna going?
She's
To
going to school in
Maine.
Maine.
And so they're far away, so then when she finds
Very.
that out, she decides she's not going to tell him.
Yes. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, but
That's
I don't
what
know.
happened.
I just don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know either. I didn't want Maddie to base his decision on Jenna, but I still wanted her to tell him. But also be like, no, don't come to Maine because of me, because go to Berkeley.
He would definitely go to Berkeley. He's a grounded.
Yeah.
Maddie would go to Berkeley.
I think if she's going to tell him she loves him, she should wait till after he makes the decision.
I feel like she should have told him that night. I was honestly really disappointed in her. I was like working up for it. I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And then boom, like disappointment. And I feel like he was saying all that stuff about being able to go to school closer to her because he kind of like wanted her to confess that she was in love with him.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I think
what I mean?
she's thinking, like, I don't want to fuck up this guy's
She
whole life.
is totally. That's what she's thinking. But it's like the first time Jenna hasn't been selfish ever, and I needed to be selfish at this moment.
And
You know what I mean?
And the feminist inside of me wanted to make note that I loved that it was Maddie who was thinking of changing colleges to follow a girl across the country instead of the girl chasing the boy.
To Maine.
Yeah, just the feminist in me was like,
They don't
yes.
even know the college in Maine. It's just Maine.
I think, like they said, like Fairy College or something.
like a community
I was like,
college.
what is that?
Yeah.
Are there fairies all around? I don't know.
Like that's their mascot.
That's their mascot. They're the fairies.
So she doesn't tell him, and then she has this moment with her mom where she realizes maybe her mom was right, blah, blah, blah. It's all good.
Always listen to your mothers.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Tiana.
Sadie.
Sadie.
Yeah.
I was queuing you up to go to the next thing. I was like, unless
my
you're...
personal life.
I know. I thought you were going to reveal or something.
The next topic says
What's
Sadie and her mom.
Okay, Sadie and her mom. So Sadie's mom really wants her to go out to lunch with her to meet her new boyfriend, Ted. And what a great name.
Yeah, I know.
When they get there, Ted is this really nice guy, but basically is saying that Darlene, Sadie's mom, has told Ted about how close they are and how it was really hard for them to stay close while they were in separate states, but they maintained their relationship, and Sadie is just getting pissed.
Right.
The wrath of
What do you guys think of Sadie's mom?
I can't make up my mind. I think she's a shitty mom.
I think she wants to do
The right
good,
thing.
but it's
Yeah.
like she's a mess. Yeah.
Kind of
She
like
reminds
Sadie.
me, I was going to say, she
Yeah,
reminds me
she
of
raised.
Tiana.
Yeah, she raised Sadie.
You say Tiana?
Yeah, if Tiana was to ever have kids, I feel like she would parent the same way.
Oh, so I'd abandon my child.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, I'd leave it with one of you two, so that's
It's the
fine.
same thing.
Me, for sure. Do not trust any living creature with Jason. We all know what happened to his cat.
What happened to your cat?
I just gave her out to my roommate. It's not that dramatic. of a
Like your
story.
roommate living next.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how's that giving her away if like the cat's still there?
I just don't take care of her.
You just stop. You stop feeding the cat. And your roommate's like, I gotta take care of
No,
this.
but there was like a conversation had. It wasn't like I just stopped feeding the cat. I just said like, do you want the cat?
Tiana, you
because
know
I'm
what
going to stop
talking about.
feeding it.
Jason chose to not love his cat anymore.
No, okay, my cat got ugly.
So is it? So if you have a good-looking baby,
then Jason will keep it.
The model
Yeah.
baby.
It's just like you'd probably get rid of your kid during middle school if they had braces.
Those will be years you don't claim your kid
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
awkward years.
Where's the nanny hat?
And in
I don't
all
know.
fairness to you, you did start finally liking my dog. So
Yeah,
you
that's
do
true.
have love in your heart.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is your dog attractive though?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
very
he's
handsome.
very
Yeah,
attractive.
he's the
Yes.
hottest.
Good bang a dog.
Oh, Tiana's talking shit about your
I did
dog.
not.
Behind my back.
Wow.
Wow.
I just shook my head no.
Like we said, Tiana's just like Darlene.
Yes, I agree. You know what? I wasn't so sure before, but I have to
Now-
agree with you, Jason.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you think that, because if you were Darlene and you were meeting this guy, you probably wouldn't be like, me and my daughter were estranged and we have a really rocky relationship, but I
Yeah.
want you to meet. You probably try to smooth things over so you look like a sane person.
But wouldn't you
That's true.
try to actually maybe warn your daughter that that you have been lying about where you've been living? Because didn't Sadie say her mom was out of the country? Or was she?
I think she
was
doesn't
always
know.
like in the
Yeah.
States.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I don't know. It's
They
just
don't
it
talk.
feels like maybe give Sadie a heads up, like, hey, so I might have been a little loose with how tight we were, or something like that.
Right, like we're-
So
Right.
Tiana,
so
we're
bad.
not talking about you.
sounded so bad.
I just think that she should have waited to introduce Sadie until their relationship has really mended. Like why bring Ted into the picture right
Yeah,
now?
I think that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Because then, if the relationship was mended, then she could tell Sadie, like,
Like
hey,
be honest with her.
Yeah, I want this guy to think we're normal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
That wraps up that episode. Before we get into this episode, I need to talk about two things.
Yes.
Ew.
Firstly, Tiana, tell us what happened with your throat.
Well,
How did you get chlamydia in your throat, Adam?
I slept in Jason's bed.
Oh.
That's how that happened. So there you go.
Touche. Sorry, I couldn't resist myself while you were sleeping. And secondly, let's hear a word from some of our advertisers.
So everyone knows that we give you guys all these shows for free, and one way we're able to do that is from our sponsors. And today's our sponsor is the CW's new show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, starring Rachel Bloom, who is actually a friend of Monty's.
Yeah, we're quaint. We went to the same school together.
Your
yeah.
best friend.
Oh, your best friends.
Yeah, we're best friends.
How many
We
Twitter
tweet each other
followers
all
does
the
she
time.
have?
Oh, yeah.
So make
She
sure
dated you, and that's where this.
Yeah, it got awkward.
It's actually a
About
film.
you.
Yeah.
It's based on a true story about how Monty followed this girl. No, I'm just joking.
Stalked her from
So the show is about Rachel Bunch, who breaks up with her boyfriend and moves across the country without his knowledge to his hometown of West Covina, California. And there she's trying to get him back, and she gets into all these fun, funny, and musical outbursts throughout the streets. And it's a very fun show, and it's very exciting, and I think we've all kind of had some sort of experience, whether you are the crazy ex or you had a
Have
crazy
one. Totally.
ex. Like, I think there's a little bit of all of us inside of this character, and it's airing Monday nights at 8 o'clock on the CW, so make sure you guys check
And it's a
Check it
musical.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like her YouTube videos she used to make all the time.
That's cool.
On the interweb.
On the interweb.
Yeah, that's the
Where
interweb.
we are.
So if you like musicals and fun,
Comedy,
then
yeah.
I think I should start something like that.
I think
You
actually
should
you
not
should
sing
sing
Because
Yeah.
your crazy ex was that.
because I'm a great singer, actually.
Actually, you should just give Monty a few bars because
No,
he's
no,
special
no.
guest
Ready,
here.
yeah.
At the
Drop
end of
it.
the episode.
Promise.
Yes.
Okay.
If you give
Let's
me
you have
lyrics.
to, you have to
about
sing your prediction.
We will
Prom
Snapchat it.
Proposal. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should just talk about each couple at prom because that's probably a little bit easier.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's start with Jenna and Maddie.
Oh, they frustrate me.
Very frustrating. So they both want to go to prom with the other, but Jenna says she doesn't, but we really know she does.
For sure.
And then we find out that they're on court. But then they won't even stand together in the picture.
No, Jenna won't sit next to Maddie.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like
Yeah.
Maddie's in the right here.
I feel like Jenna is like a horny like teenage boy or someone who like wants to like grope the person next to him and like just doesn't know how to contain herself around Maddie. Like she's always scared she's gonna do something. Do you
He's
know what
her
I mean?
drug.
Yeah, I guess. Well, she
Oh,
should
that's
just
kinda
start like smoking it because I feel like they need to get together. Do you know what I mean?
So you want her to
Like
give in to
smoking.
her addiction.
I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I
Her
want her
bad
to give
addiction.
into her addiction.
2 packs of Maddie a day.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd complain about 2 packs of Maddie.
6 pack of Maddie.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you
Ow.
think? They should.
No, I think they should go to prom together because especially when Jake was saying, you know, even if you're just friends, go with someone who it's meaningful for you because you're always going to look back on your senior prom and look at your date and be like, yes, that was an awesome time, or like, why did I go with him
Totally.
type of situation.
Do you think it's that big of a deal?
What, prom?
Yeah, that you're gonna look back and be like, oh my god, I should have had a different date.
I don't think you would do like.
Jason, you didn't go to prom.
Yeah.
You weren't
not go to
asked to
prom?
huh?
Oh, I was like the go-to prom date in my youth group. I went to 4 proms.
Oh, wow.
Because all the dads
Prom player.
trusted their
Little
daughter
slut.
with me.
You can trust him.
Please take him, please.
Yeah, please.
Wait, did you go to prom?
I went to prom, yeah.
Tell us about prom, Monty.
I went with a friend. I wanted to go with someone else, but I was too nervous to ask her. Should have gone with her. So I went with a friend instead.
Hopefully your friend is not watching this.
Completely regret that one. Did you guys have this big of a ordeal when you were asking people to prom in high school?
Yeah,
I did, yeah. We had some,
It wasn't to this
Romance.
level of like the guy on stilts or anything when I was.
But if I had stilts at the time,
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
Ours is kind of a big deal.
Really?
I had someone like show up to my house that asked me to prom, and then I said yes, but I didn't want to go with them. So then I had to call them and turn them down afterwards,
Oh my god.
which was really screwed up.
You just said yes in the moment and
I was
then
just like,
regretted
I was like, yeah.
Tomorrow with her proposal.
Kind of. And then then I ended up going with a friend of mine who was really sweet and like wrote me this song that was like, you know that song by like Mine, from NSYNC or Justin Timberlake or whatever. Like, Will You Be Mine? I can't sing.
You can
Otherwise,
Yeah,
But
sure.
you're gonna
I
sing-
don't know it. I'm not familiar.
Okay, I'll figure it out and I'll bring it for you guys next week. Anyways, the lyrics went to prom, so it was really fun. But it was like a big deal in my school.
I never got asked in a cute way. To
Oh.
anyone
How'd you get
else.
asked?
Mine was more of a business deal.
You paid someone to take you to prom?
No, your parents did.
Mine was one of those things where I had a pact. I was supposed to go with my best guy friend, but then I got in a fight with him and needed a date, so I went to someone who was like a Jason of prom dates. You know, it was like,
Wow.
it's like, hey,
Second string.
it's like you go to that other guy and it's like, hey, will you go to prom with her? He didn't go to my school.
He's
or
going to
anything.
4 prom.
Wow.
Yeah, ask the prom whore.
I know.
It really was a thing where like his mom was like, well, I don't know, he's going to prom the weekend before and the weekend after, and he has play rehearsal
I know.
this day.
And I had my own
So how
tux.
much did you have to pay him?
I didn't pay him, but I paid for everything, and then I drove us.
Wow, what a boss. What a feminist.
Wait, you guys didn't take like party buses to
No,
prom?
because he was
and
an
then
actor.
go down the shore after?
He was an actor, and he had rehearsal, so he wasn't going to make it to my house in time for us to go in a limo with everyone, so I had to drive us.
Did you put out?
No.
Okay,
He
just
fell
wondering.
asleep.
Well, then he would.
You tried.
At prom.
After our prom, we rented out like this warehouse kind of thing, and
Oh,
like
fun.
had a
Oh,
huge
nice.
Nerf war. Like we just had tons of
Oh,
Nerf guns we
that's-
bought.
That sounds like so much
Nerf
fun.
guns?
Yeah, Nerf guns,
That's
and
fun.
we just hung out there and flipped tables and shot each other with Nerf guns.
Oh, that's fine.
Guys, let's
Rowdy.
do that right now.
Yeah.
Nerf. Get out of here. Okay, let's talk about Cole and Namas Gay.
Ooh.
What is his real name? Do we know?
His actor name, his real person name is Robbie.
Okay.
I forget what his character name
was like,
is.
you don't even know your boyfriend.
Nah, I don't know.
You didn't use it in the episode.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did they meet? Because they've been together for 8 days in this episode.
Yeah, it's literally like we just introduced him and I'm like in love with him.
Okay.
Well, that's a gay relationship right there.
That's basically
Okay.
it.
I mean, like, that's, Jason, don't you do that to me right now.
Sometimes the gays move really fast.
If you've been to the Abbey.
You will know.
You meet that night, you move in together, and then you're married the next day. Like that's how it goes.
In an ideal relationship. Wait, so this was your first on-screen.
Yeah, I met him the day I kissed him.
Okay.
And we're like,
What was,
hey, I'm
what was
Monty.
that like? Did you practice?
Nah, we didn't practice. Yeah,
Okay.
we just kind of did. We had to do like 6 times. After one of the kisses, I gave him one of these. Which I was like, they're not gonna use that cut. Good kiss, bro.
That's funny.
No, I could kind of
Yeah.
see Cole doing that though.
But so Cole,
Yeah, he definitely could.
he
Yeah,
initially turns him down because he thinks prom is basic.
yeah, because I've but I do think prom is basic. Like we
Yeah.
but I like him.
Aw.
So,
So do
I
you
got
think?
some romance.
Yeah. Aw.
A little
Do we
drama.
see more of that?
Yeah, he's in a couple episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be weird if I asked him
know.
to prom and then.
And then
Where
that's
is
it.
Nah.
So is Theo? Do you think Theo's jealous?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in like we're not a couple at all way.
But do you think Theo
But-
wants to be?
I kind of got that feeling.
That's how I was feeling.
Oh, I don't think he wants to
I don't
be.
think
I mean, who wouldn't want to be?
Yeah.
Nah, I think we're just best friends. But it's like, if you were going to go prom with your best friend because you hate it because it's so lame, and then all of a sudden your best friend goes to prom. It's like, whoa, man, you've changed.
Theo sounds like Tiana in this situation.
Yeah, right?
Oh, you mean like hypothetically, if your best friend invited you as his date to his sister's wedding, and then he got a boyfriend, and then uninvited, never officially uninvited you, but just invited his new boyfriend to go to the wedding instead of you,
Exactly.
Jason? Yeah, I understand where Theo's coming from a little bit. You know, maybe he's hurt. He had plans. He thought he had this whole relationship thought out, and then things change, and no one told him about it. So he just has some feels, you know?
I think what you should do, though, is look in the mirror and figure out what you did to deserve that.
I supported your relationship. That's what I did. I should have been like Maddie and Jake and Tamara and discouraged you from expressing your feelings.
There's more drama on this show. It's awkward. Like, I feel
We
should recap this show.
Monty's like, stop talking about you, Tiana. This is my segment.
Ask me questions.
God. So what kind of coffee? Let me ask you this: what kind of coffee did you get Namaste to ask him to go to prom?
It was apparently vanilla coffee, is what
Okay.
Theo said, which I feel like was a trick. Like I wouldn't get some vanilla coffee.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I get a cappuccino. I feel
Maybe
like.
he's like vanilla for you being basic
Yeah.
and going to prom now.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Did you get to
like-
pick? Did you get to like have a say in who got cast as your boyfriend?
No.
No. They just
Everyone
showed up.
else does when there's a kiss scene. There's like a
Oh,
big
really?
list of
Like-
there's tons of pictures of guys, and they're like, that one.
Oh,
but
man,
I
that's
didn't.
funny.
Yeah, but he has more lines. So he's in more scenes. So it
Okay.
makes
Okay.
a lot of the other random kiss guys are just like a Valentine's Day guys.
Yeah.
Are always just like one line or nothing.
You're like, I want.
Yeah. Just go through the background actors. Yeah. Come here.
Is that uncomfortable though? Like filming a kiss scene on.
Yeah, not like just because I wanted it to look like realistic
Yeah.
and stuff. Because it looked weird if we were like uncomfortable with each
Yeah.
other, you know. But we were very comfortable with each other.
Oh. So then.
His girlfriend too refuses to watch this episode. Like I was texting him like, "Hey, our episode's on tonight." He's like, "I can't watch it, man." Like, it's bad.
That's funny.
That is funny.
So then Theo decides to go with Lissa, and she thinks this is good because he won't take her second virginity.
Yeah, right. Which I think is now like the fourth virginity.
I know.
Like she.
I feel like if you had sex with your brother, that counts for like 3.
I know.
Personally.
I feel like because she said that, something's going to happen and he's going to take her
Ooh.
virginity
Oh.
all over again. That was maybe a prediction, but
That's a good one.
Do you think?
Monty?
Oh.
Why not? Maybe they get drunk and then he's like, oops, I slipped it in.
That's what happened with your throat.
Oh my gosh.
Stop making this about my throat. It hurts a lot right now.
I know. I think actually that's like my favorite prom pairing though. Theo and Lissa.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Yeah.
an interesting thing.
What do you guys think is going to happen with Jake and Gabby?
Okay, so Jake
First of all, I
asks,
love the way he asked her.
Jake asks Gabby via song
Yeah.
to prom.
It turned into a
Awkward.
musical.
Yeah, they had
I was like,
everyone
yes.
I'm like, how
It
many
was
times
really
has
funny.
this happened on Glee?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wrote that down. Awkward goes Glee.
Yeah. And Erin's her first show was Glee, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she's used to it.
She's used to it.
all-
So she
guys
said-
singing to her all the time. Yeah.
Wait, so why isn't Jake going to school though?
That's what I was a little confused about. He's taking a year off.
He needs
but-
money. Yeah, he needs like to save up
He
and
didn't.
stuff.
Yeah, he said he didn't get into any of the schools
Oh,
that
that he
he
wanted to.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
and he wasn't excited about any of those. So I can
Yeah,
get
I
that.
totally get it.
But
Yeah.
I also get that Gabby's like, if you're gonna take this time off, don't just party. Do something productive.
Right. Well, he's not trying to talk about partying.
Yeah,
right?
he wants to like work at.
He wants to work and make money and visit her.
and be with his family and stuff
Yeah.
before he leaves. Yeah.
I think she is like, wait a minute, this is a high school relationship. I'm going to Stanford. Bye.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
But I think
Gabby.
she also has like bigger aspirations. So
Oh,
she doesn't-
totally,
She
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
want to be dating the guy that's like
the waiter.
the
who's
waiter.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, while she's at Stanford. It's like, oh, my boyfriend, the waiter, is coming to visit me.
What's
Which
your
is kind of
boyfriend do?
snobbish.
Yeah,
to-
like what are you? Like,
Yeah,
you're a
like, you're a student. You're not
your
even working
parents are
right
paying
now.
for your school. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we don't know if they're gonna stay together.
Do you think
So-
that maybe him and Maddie will end up going? Oh no, duh.
The
Figure
prom?
that out.
Oh, so Maddie, we can talk about that.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's talk about Sadie and Sergio first.
Okay.
So
that last scene.
that was like heart wrenching. So
gosh.
Sadie is still pissed about her mom and all of that drama, and so Sergio tries to bring up that they're gonna buy a food truck, and she just gets out of the car and runs for it. So then I think he's like, "Oh, Sadie's kind of a bitch." Buys the food truck. She finds out, she's angry, and I think they have worse communication skills than Jenna and
totally.
Maddie actually.
Where do you buy a food truck, by the way?
Craigslist?
You just,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause I'm looking to invest.
Yeah. You know of any?
Yeah.
They do have really bad communication. Mostly, I think it's Sadie.
Yeah, he has great
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah, he's
he's
really
listening,
great.
totally. Yeah, he's trying to communicate every scene.
Yeah.
And
If she would have just told him she's upset about her mom,
yeah.
you know, besides like bursting out of the car.
Or like she said something about how she was like able to manipulate her roommate situation so she can get a single so he can come stay with her.
Yeah.
But she never told him
Yeah,
that.
she doesn't like being vulnerable, I feel like.
Yeah,
at all.
that's
You know, she has
definitely
this
what it
huge
is.
defensive, like, ego weapon. Poor Sergio.
Right, Tiana?
Like you too.
Jason just looks at me whenever something happens.
Whenever something
like-
bad is said.
Yeah, he's just staring at me the whole time. I'm like, sure, why not? No, I agree. I felt really bad for Sergio the whole episode. I felt bad for him for a while because
For like a season.
yeah, for like a
Oh,
season,
yeah.
their whole relationship really.
But I felt
He's
like-
abused.
But don't you kind of feel? I feel like he's always understood where she comes from. Like, oh, she's
Yeah.
doing
He
this
could read
because
her
she has
well.
a bad
Yeah.
whatever. But I feel like now it's like enough is enough.
I also
Totally.
think it was very big of her to assume that he would just move to New York with her and move into her dorm
yeah.
and live secretly in the dorms and stuff. Like, who's just like, yeah, that's what I'm
She
gonna
just
do.
wants to, like, own him.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to though?
Yeah, I like that.
Obviously.
Free rent in New York dorm.
But I loved when he was yelling at her. I wrote it down because it was so sweet. He's like, all I wanted to do is love
to
you,
love
but you fought me every
yeah.
step of the way. And I
It's
was like-
really sweet.
right.
I know.
really
I wrote that down too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
My
my
quote of the
lord.
day.
I know.
tomorrow.
Quote of the day. I'm like, I want someone to love me that hard.
Aw, it was really sweet.
They will. We're still trying to find Tiana a boyfriend, so if you know of anybody,
Her cell phone number is.
If Jason knew it, he would say it.
That's true.
Tiana, what's your Snapchat name?
Tiana_Hobson.
Just
Oh.
send whatever
Send some
pictures
dick
you want
pics.
to
Yeah.
Tiana, and we'll decide you could be her boyfriend from those.
Ooh.
Dirty pictures coming your way.
I know.
Thank you.
Bigger is better, right,
Welcome.
Tiana?
Phone just goes off. It's the same guy. Just keeps sending all these pictures.
She's like, Monty, stop!
Hold on.
Sucker. Okay, so then we find out that we were really pissed when this was happening, but we think Jenna is bringing these balloons to finally ask Maddie to prom.
my gosh. I
knew
And
it
she
wasn't
asks
for him.
Tamara.
I wasn't mad.
You weren't mad? We were pissed.
I
was kinda
was
like, aw.
pissed. I was so disappointed.
I knew it wasn't going to be to Maddie. I was kind of hoping it would be for Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that
I
would've been
was,
cute.
I was like, oh,
I thought so
keeps
too,
telling
yeah.
her like we belong together, Jenna, in a very creepy way.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, go ask Kyle. Like he might not have a date.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know if he goes to prom.
I really
He's on
wanted
prom
to be.
court.
Ask him.
So-
Yeah. He's gotta be alone.
Yeah.
Find
That's
out.
sad.
Tune in next week.
I was really excited for her to finally like grow some balls and approach Maddie.
That's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
too.
I felt so good for Tamara though, because like she was gotta go alone. She wanted to go prom more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Anyone else, and she got to go because of that. That's a good friend.
It is, but I
That's
feel like
true.
Tamara wouldn't necessarily do that for Jenna.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think both of them are mostly shitty towards each other, and then they have their moments.
Right.
So it kind of works out.
I know, but I feel like if Tamara was like in love with the guy and wanted to go with him, and they both happened to be on prom court and everything,
Yeah, she would have made.
she would have like gone with him. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Pretty
with
much,
that.
I just really wanted Jenna and Maddie to get back
Yeah.
together.
It's
So
okay. You can be upset.
Maddie
I'm-
moved to
I'm really
Sadie
upset.
really quickly. She's like
super.
She's like, we
yeah.
broke up. You want to go prom?
I actually kind of love that. Though.
I
did
know.
love
We
that
kind
Maddie
of
and
been
Sadie.
waiting for
And
that for a
I
while.
think they should have sex.
I don't
might.
think that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
like,
don't
I like
think that
Sergio
part.
a lot. It'll break his heart.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
I think that Maddie and
What if
Sadie
Sergio
could
went
be
to Monty
friends.
though? Or
And
not
we had
Monty,
sex?
Tickle.
I'd say yes.
Yes.
Nico.
Here you go. Should we get into some predictions?
Yeah.
Shall.
Christina's gonna sing hers.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, you guys go first. I need to like work up my vocal
The music
cords.
started.
Wait, what am I gonna sing?
Okay, you're not really technically
Yeah.
probably allowed to predict.
'Cause I know.
So just tell us what's gonna happen.
Next
So
week's
all your
episode.
predictions will be
Yeah.
correct.
I predict that at prom, Jenna and Maddie will finally just get it on in the middle of the dance floor. Can't hold it back anymore. And I also predict that that's it. I don't have anything else.
I think at prom, Sergio's gonna show up and like make Sadie's day.
Oh, okay.
Good. Do you have anything? Anything you want to happen?
Shot it. They just like canceled prom and everyone just cried for the whole hour.
It's over.
It's over. Theo just shuts everything down.
Yeah, I predict that Theo will like cut the power at prom or something. And I really think that Theo and Lissa are gonna have sex.
Wow.
It's just
Putting that one
cut
out
the
there.
power and there's just a huge
I'm just-
orgy with
Just cut the power and then
You
everyone's
can't see
pants
it,
come
we just
off.
hear a
and
lot
it's
of
like,
stuff.
It's like, I don't know what happened.
Ah.
I thought it was your foot. I don't know.
What were you doing with your foot? That's what happened last night.
Christina, I think you had something to say.
No, guys, I can't sing. I can't.
believe
I'm, my heart is beating.
I know.
I'm really just
Yeah.
happy that you're finally admitting that you
Believe,
can't
believe.
sing.
I
Wait,
can't-
Jason, she's admitting she can't sing for once.
They abuse me all the time.
Come on.
I predict that Jenna's gonna win prom queen, and is gonna give a really emotional speech to end the series and season.
Oh, that'd
And
probably
it's gonna be
half
like,
of it.
yeah,
More episodes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this half of the season, I think.
this
is what you
half,
meant.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
still more episodes.
Okay, yeah.
I think we have 12.
This half. Thank you
Monty,
for
you
clarifying.
It's gotta be a long speech. It's 4 episodes long. It's just her talking.
Wait, is prom next week?
Prom is
Yeah.
next
Oh,
week.
yeah.
And then the week after
I'm
that
gonna
is-
save my prediction for next week. I'm gonna double dip and use it twice. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, Monty, can you give us some news and gossip about Awkward? We don't know if we're having a season 6, but there's
Yeah,
a
we
potential.
don't know. Like everyone wants to do it. If the MTV says no, we're just gonna shoot it like in Brett's basement. Just YouTube it. You know, we'll Snapchat the whole
Snapchat
episode.
the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we want a season 6. I think it's a great show. The fans love the show. But MTV.
Listen. So is Cole coming back in the back half?
We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
But you do know.
I know.
Okay, so he is. Right?
He didn't say yes or
I'm
no.
gonna take that as a yes.
If not,
You interpret it how you want.
MTV.
MTV, I know, write him in. It's not too late.
Let's do some reshoots.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys.
Do you have anything else coming up you want to plug or promote?
I just did an episode of Adam Ruins Everything. I'm shooting with Stan Lee in like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
that's
That'd be
exciting.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's called
For what?
Apocalypse House, some like show. That it's like I'm like wake up as a superhero. And it's like what to do if you wake up as a superhero.
that's awesome.
What do you
Yeah.
do?
Why? We
You
learn
save
my
the world.
powers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta get to business.
Yeah,
Come on.
business.
You're wasting time.
Because it depends on what your power is, what you actually
Yeah. Right.
do.
That's awesome.
Move
And if
pencils.
we want to follow you on social media,
I'm at Monty Geer on like Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Snapchat.
Snapchat now.
Now apparently.
Tiana,
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiana Hobson.
I'm wishing you a speedy
Yeah, thank
recovery.
you.
Thank you.
Christina.
And a boyfriend. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, website, all of the above at Miss Zias.
And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Jason Eichler. You can find AfterBuzz TV on all those things at AfterBuzz TV. See you in here next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
You're welcome.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.